Narayan Shubhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Shubhakti Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vranda Ki Jai, Acharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Prem Se Kaho Se Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Prabhu Vranda Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai, Braja Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Nadi Pradhan Ki Jai, Jagannath Puridam Ki Jai, Ganga Mai Ki Jai, Yamuna Mai Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai, Samavita Bhakta Vranda Ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Brahma Ki Jai, all Parishta Sami Devotees, all Parishta Sami Devotees, all Parishta Sami Devotees, all Parishta Sami Devotees. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, and text number 11 to 15. But yesterday, Snatva Santapka Devadim Jakam Purahashrama. The Lord followed the course of the Saryu until he came up to Prayag, where he bathed and then performed rituals to propitiate the demigods and other living beings. Next, he went to the ashram of Rishi. They say the ashram is also known as Harikshetra. And text number 11 to 15 is four slokas. It describes all other places of pilgrimage that one went. Gomatim Gandakim Snapagaha Gayam Gatva Pitur Nishka Ganga Sadam Sangame Upaprashya Mahendrado Ramo Drashtati Avadyacha Sapta Godavarim Venam Pampam Bhimaratim Tataha Skandam Drashtva Yayu Rama Sri Shailam Girishalayam Dravideshu Mahapunyam Drashtva Trim Vinkatam Prabhu Kamako Shri Purim Kanchi Kaveri Chasaritvaram Sri Rangakhyam Mahapunyam Yatra Sannihito Hari Rishabhadrim Hare Kshetram Dakshinam Mathuram Pata Samudram Setum Gamatyam Prahatat Patkanashanam. Gomati at the Gomati river, Gandaki, the Gandaki river, Snatva bathing, Vipasam at the Vipasa river, Sone in the Sone river, Akluta having immersed himself, Gayam to Gaya, Gatva going Pitrun his forefathers, Tishtva, worshipping Ganga of the Ganges, Sagar and the ocean, Sangame at the confluence of a pressure touching water as bathing, Maharindra Adav at the Mahendra mountain, Ramam, Lord Pashuramam Drashtvasini, Abhivadya honoring Cha and Sapta Godavarim, going to the convergence of the seven Godavaris, Venam, the Vena river, Pampam, the Pampam river, Bhimarathim and the Bhimarathi river, Tata then Skandan, Lord Skanda, Kartikeya, Drashtva seeing, Yayav went, Rama, Lord Balaram, Sri Shailam to Sri Shaila, Giri Isha of Lord Shiva, Alayam, the residence Dravideshu in the southern province, Maha, most Punyam, pious, Drashtvasi, Adrim, the Purim Kanchim to Kanchipuram, Kaverim to the Kaveri, and Sarit of rivers, Varam the greatest, Sriranga Akhyam, known as Sriranga, Mahapunyam, most pious place, Yatra, where Sannihitaha manifested Hari, Lord Shri Krishna in the form of Ranganath, Rishabha Prem, the Rishabha mountain, Hare of Lord Vishnu, Kshetram, the place, Dakshinam, Mathura, the southern Mathura, or Madurai, and abode of the goddess of Meenakshi, goddess Meenakshi stays there. Tatha also Samugram, on the ocean, Setu, to the bridge, Setubandha, the mud, event, Maha, great path of the saints, Nashanam, which destroys. Lord Balaram bathed in the Gomati, Gandaki, and Vipasa rivers, and also immersed himself in the Shona. He went to Gaya, where he worshipped his forefathers, and the mouth of the Ganges, where he performed purifying ablutions. At Mount Mahindra, he saw Lord Parshuram and offered him prayers, and he bathed in the 7 branches of the Vedavyasapriya river, and also in the river main of Pampa and Bhimarathi. Then the Lord Balaram went to Lord Skanda and visited Sri Shaila and the abode of the Girisha. In the southern province is known as Dravidadesh. The Supreme Lord saw the sacred rain-kept hill, as well as the cities of Kamakoshni and Kanchi, and exalted Kaveri river and the most holy Sri Varanga, where Lord Krishna has manifested himself, from where he went to Rishabh mountains, and Lord Krishna also lives, and the mountain Mathura, southern Mathura, where he came to Setubandha, where the most grievous sins are destroyed. Our Jailalita and group, they were there yesterday to Madurai, southern Mathura, Meenakshi temple. This land is so pious that everything is spiritual in nature. One must visit South India. We already covered the whole of South India except Bhubaneswar. We did not go yet. I mean, we have gone personally a couple of times more than that. But still, as a group, so this year we are going. Anybody wants to join? Okay, come on. With money. So, and the purport, the disciples of His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, they are telling that usually one goes to Gaya to worship the deceased forefathers. But as Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti explains, that although Balaram's father and grandfather were still alive, he was on his father's order that he carefully worshipped his forefathers at Gaya. Drawing insight from the Vaishnava Koshani, the Acharya further explains that although Lord Balaram was in the immediate proximity of Jagannath Puri, he did not go there, since he wanted to avoid embarrassment of having to worship himself amongst the forms of Sri Krishna, Bhagavad Prince. Balaram became very shy to go to Jagannath Puri, where he was. This is also one of the reasons. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurvilitamyen Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Satvakam Jena Putale Swayam Bhuttam Dadati Swapadamtikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jutatmakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Tripurpam Sadhikatam Sadhanakunatam Tam Sujivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sadhana Lalita Shri Vishakam Nitamsya हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमः विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे There are 5 slokas. But all these places of great pilgrimage, then Balaram, the specific mention is that he went to Gaya. The Supreme Lord has to go to Gaya because Vasudev told him, you are going to pilgrimage, go to Gaya and offer your oblations for your forefathers. Fathers were living, but for forefathers. Gaya Shraddha is very important. Actually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took as an excuse to visit Ishwar Puri, his spiritual master, and got initiated on the pretext that he wants to offer Shraddha for his father who just passed away. So, Jagannath Mishra. So Sachidevi was thinking who should do the Shraddha. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is accomplishing so many things right in one particular place. There is no necessity for the Supreme Lord to do Shraddha. But Balaram was instructed to perform Shraddha. To perform or not perform, both are valid. Both are valid. Why? Devotees always make a question. We are devotees, full-time devotees. Do we have to perform Shraddha ceremony for our fathers? I said, why not? What if you want to? Suppose your parents are in bodily conception and they want liberation from you. That is your business. So, you should go and perform Shraddha. It's not an obligation, but at the same time, it becomes duty. Duty out of obligation, that is bodily conception. But in spiritual conception, you achieve higher purposes in visiting the same place. If you visit Gaya, and Gaya's Shraddha is very famous, but at the same time, the oblation has to be taken from the river. And in Gaya, there is a river going, saying Falgu river. Falgu means falls. But if you dig about 1 foot in the sand, water will come. So it is hidden. She has been cursed. Falgu river was cursed. Then she will not flow. She will not flow. So she will go underground. Similarly, Saraswati is also underground. But it comes out in Prayagraj, and there is Triveni Sangha, and you do not see. If you go, you do not see. But Saraswati you can see where it begins, in the Himalayas, near Badrinashram. Pula Ashram. Badrinashram is there. So, we read about Balaram went to Pula Ashram. That is in the north. But Srila Vyasadeva himself was meditating to write Mahabharata, and Ganesh helped him. So there is a Vyasa. And nearby that, Saraswati flows through the rocks, and you do not see from surface. You do not see from the surface. But she is flowing with so much tremendous force. And the rock has been, making a way within the mountain, and then she comes on the surface, just like boiling out. And then within a short distance, she mixes with Alakananda. Alakananda becomes a big tributary, and from Kedarnath area, Bhagirathi river comes. Alright? Then both of them meet at Devapraya. Devapraya is a beautiful place. There, Bhagirathi is called Mandatini. And Alakananda and Mandatini. Mandatini is so much beautiful greenish, bluish water. And Bhagirathi is cloudy. So you see both of the river on Devapraya. You can go and touch the water. They have safety. Because it is going down, there is no chance of flooding on the mountain. So, Devapraya, India is full of all these places of pilgrimage. And Bhagavatam was written 5,000 years back, and still it is intact. If they have polluted our Vedas, the British people came, German came, and took away our Shastra and polluted it, but they cannot pollute the place of pilgrimage. Of course, we do more destruction than the world. This is the age of Kali. But still, India is growing with spirituality all over its length and breadth. Length. Mahabharata makes the greater India. And those places mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, like Gandhar, Gandhar. Yesterday I was reading that Chandragupta Maurya, one of the last king, after Chandragupta there were few, but he was very, very, he expanded length and breadth of India that went up to the Afghanistan. This Baluchistan was gifted to Chandragupta Maurya. It was given to some, the people from Greek and other, they will conquer that area of even Registan, means desert area. But these are rich with so much that today Pakistan captured it. Now they want to get liberated. They are asking India because they are connected with it. This Baluchi, they are known as Pind Baluchi. Pind means atta, roti. They have roti beti exchange going on. I mean, if you see Mahabharata, these are all great places. In Balochistan, there is Himalaya Mata's temple. She is very famous expansion of Parvati, Himalaya. So, a few years back, when Musharraf was the president there, and our Jaswant Singh, he was the
foreign minister. Foreign minister? Videsh Mantri, foreign minister.
Foreign minister, yes. He was foreign minister. He was given special permission, to go to Pakistan and visit Himalaya. But for common Hindus, they are breaking the temples of India. They are so atheist. Diplomacy doesn't work every day because government cannot handle everything. So the time and tide never waits for anybody. When the destruction is there, lots of Hindus were destroyed. Still there are few Hindus in Pakistan, and they consider Pakistan as their homeland. They even fight for Hindus fight in the army against India. So it's a very peculiar situation, but they are all believers. Even though they have been systematically reduced in number, there were 25% of Hindus, they say, when the partition happened in 1947. Okay? How many? 25 million. Today hardly 2 or 3 million. Not that everybody has shifted to India. They were exterminated. So, even in the land of pilgrimage, there are systematically devastation as the time Kali Yuga is there. In Kerala, we have problems. Hardly 30% of Hindus are remaining. Most of them have been converted into Islam or Christianity. I am also thinking to move out from Kerala. So, that is in Krishna's design that we will do it. But the point is that India is a land of spiritual culture. And it is unparalleled. Even Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Balaram, he was in the same body, the spiritual body. Yet he is obeying the command of his father to go to the place of war, not to participate in war. He came and met, he says, Duryodhana and Bhimsen. He had a meeting with them and told them, don't fight. Don't fight. But you can see Krishna's Dadagiri, he was supreme and he made both of them fight. See, how Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Even Balaram has to obey. Balaram is the first body of Lord Shri Krishna. The first expansion. Very, very powerful. He does more than 50% of work for Lord Krishna. But that's okay. He has so much to exhibit. First of all, Balaram is a potency, Samdini potency of Krishna. Right? Samdini is existential potency. That yes, we do exist either in material body or spiritual body. Our existence is permanent. In material body passes on, but the soul remains spiritual all the time. But he doesn't know, he forgets his spirituality because of attachment to the material. Everybody is so much attached to their material body. Yeah? But that is a mistake. More you become miserable, more you will know that you are not this body. Without Krishna interference, when the body is a source of misery, you will become miserable. Unless and until you become miserable, you will not come out from material body. You are not the body. You are spirit soul, part and parcel. But what kind of dual existence is there simultaneously? Yes, as long as body is there, soul doesn't have to terminate the body, no authority. The body is created through the influence of the three modes of material nature. So, Mother Nature is the custodian of the body, not you. And Krishna doesn't want to interfere. And she does a thankless task. She is Maya, personified. And who can come out of the pictures? It is her rule that she will act in such a way that you have no jurisdiction. We need to understand that this is Krishna's arrangement. Ekare Ishwar Krishna are sabhi pratyam jahari ichha habe kabhi na chahe mrityu. Krishna is the only director and everybody dances according to his direction. Whenever he pleases, everybody will make. So, India is not only on the map, but it is a spiritual hub. Spirituality is spreading. Just like today is also spirituality is spreading, in this Kali Yuga by Krishna's desire. And Srila Prabhupada is instrumental in such a deep task. So, it is by Krishna's desire that were expressed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is not other than Radha and Krishna combined. That Prithvi Dena Chaitanya Garadi Gram Sarvatra Pracharya Bhagavatam. In every town and village of the earth, spirituality will prevail through chanting His holy name. Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
So, we should not estimate, something. Yes, Kali Yuga is a time of destruction. Spirituality will not be destroyed, but religiosity will be destroyed. What's the difference between religiosity and spirituality? Performance of religion, which was happening, say, about 100 years back, 200 years back, 300, it was far better with methodical approaches than what is here the Pandits are doing. Isn't it destruction of the religious nature? So religiosity will be changed, but spirituality will not change. And it may hide only in the hearts of those who are pure devotees. That's also a fact. But that is good enough to rebounce. Because everything comes, is sustained for some time and destroyed. So, Utpatti, Sthiti and Laya, all these three things are going on in the material world. But in spiritual nature, it was never created, it was ever existed. It will stay forever, so nobody can destroy it. That is the spiritual. And Atma is part of the spiritual. But our body is part of material nature. It was created for the time being, sustained for some time, and again will disappear. So we should not be too much attached to the body. Body is said to be Sharir Khalu Dharma Sadhana. Of course, our body is an instrument to execute religion. So, as far as religion is concerned, and if the body is functioning within the limits of religion, then it is pious. But in Kali Yuga, religion is going to deteriorate. And so the process will be also deteriorated. Prabhupada tells us, chanting Hare Krishna will only last up to 10,000 years. These books will be also valid up to 10,000 years. ISKCON will not be there after 10,000 years. These are the kind of predictions, and that is correct. Then people will have to wait for another Prabhupada to come. So better do not risk your life. Everybody should become completely Krishna conscious and save their life from going down to the hell of destruction. So, whenever you get opportunity, get out from here and go to the places of pilgrimage. People are not going to go for fun there. We are not fun-looking or fun-seeking. Devotees are not looking for. I have covered almost all of these places. 2 years back, I was in Sri Shailam. Lord Shiva's place is the mountains. Devotees took me. So, whoever has come, they also come. So, at least, reasonably, we keep some time of this month of December to go for pilgrimage. And this will continue. So, every time I have to give the company. So, there are more places going to come tomorrow. He went to Rameshwaram, the last, you see. Setubandh. Setubandh means the end of Rameshwaram, the Rama Setu. Lord Ramchandra built the bridge to connect with Sri Lanka. They say it is still existing. insert satellite pictures, and you will see the connection, and nobody can break it. Of course, some part has been submerged. How long Lord Ramchandra appeared? How long ago? Treta Yuga. Kali Yuga just started, but Dwapara Yuga was double than Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is supposed to be 432,000 years. So double that is 864,000 years. Treta Yuga is 3 times. And Ramchandra had appeared before that. So it is calculated that Ramchandra happened about 1.72 million years. 1.72 million years. And this Setu Bandha is still existing. The anti-Hindu people, they wanted to break it and destroy it. But they could not. They say, no, this is the fact upon which our culture is based. How can we destroy it? Otherwise, Congress have planned to eradicate Hinduism from the planet Earth. If you do not know, you are good, safe and sound, and Pandits are keeping you good. Now we have our own Pandits. So always protect and do not give up. Stop the Hindu community converting into Christianity. Stop it. We have to do it. But those who are converted Hindus, those who are converted Hindus into Christianity, they come and convert the Christians. Both in Papua New Guinea and here also. So many are engaged in this way because it's time of destruction. Kali Yuga. Before Kali Yuga, nobody could dare. Only the invasion of the history started after India became corrupt on its own. After Buddha, everything came into it. Buddha Bhagavan appeared in Kali Yuga. Just to stop animal sacrifice. Nindasiyatya vidhenaha asuti chatam sadaya radaya darashita pashubhatam keshamadrita buddha sharira vedavatisha pashubhatam. Brahmins were corrupted by Kali. Just like if you read in Bhagavatam that Kali resided in the head of Shringi, the son of Shami Rishi, and who cursed Parikshit Maharaj to die because he was thinking he insulted my father. Okay. But Parikshit was a pure devotee. He had darshan of Lord Vishnu in the womb of his mother. Otherwise, he was almost dead by the Brahmastra of Asvatthama. But to continue the dynasty, Krishna saved him. So the history is telling that even though destruction is going on, more intensified preaching will be going on simultaneously. So we need very courageous devotees, not timid, not political leaders. We do not need them, but we need pure devotees, strong devotees who should continue the legacy of Srila Prabhupada. They should be unattached to the property and administration. They will be able to save those who are not of pure desire to preserve Srila Prabhupada's legacy. They may do a lot of politics here also in a little tiny country. So we have to be careful. We are given opportunity only in this lifetime to become devotee. Don't wait for next life. Because you never know in which species of life you will be. Only in human form of life, Krishna consciousness is available, not in other lives. So, never give up chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. This is the only hope for us to become free from repeated birth and death, as well as free from all the problems, physical, mental. Problems will be there. Problems can be created by self, can be created by the others, as well as the whole world. So, we have to fight against the problems. Okay. But those who are only keeping Krishna consciousness alive, especially the initiated they should continue the process wherever they are. They should never forget Krishna for a second. So anybody has any question?
Regarding the rituals which happen.
जोर से बोले जरा.
Like we have tried to read what Prabhupada has said that chanting of Mahamantra is sufficient for any rites to be done. But there are sometimes other sannyasis coming to Fiji also. They have been telling that it's compulsory, you have to do this, do that. And people sometimes get confused. Somebody is saying that 3 days will be enough for a Vaishnava. Sometimes they say, no, you carry out all 16 days and throughout the year and all those rituals. So I think he said GBC has a particular standard that we can all follow.
Prabhupada said chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra is sufficient. But do we know how to chant Hare Krishna? Even though we are initiated, we cannot chant purely. Because our habits are deep down from time immemorial. We have been said, how can you chant so purely right away? You are joking? Chanting itself is the sum total of Krishna consciousness. in this age of Kali, so chanting should be at such a level of presence of Krishna. Can you see Krishna dancing on your tongue when you chant, or in somebody else's tongue? But Prabhupada was able to see, because he was a pure devotee. Yes, chanting alone, according to Haridas Thakur, is sufficient. But chanting is the medium of service. Medium of service. If you serve the holy name, you will be able to serve Krishna. There is no doubt. But axiomatic truth is that A is equal to B and B is equal to C, therefore A is equal to C. This is called axiomatic truth. If chanting is equivalent to Lord Krishna and other processes of acting in devotional service, that you try to do everything for pleasure of Krishna, not for your whimsy, not unauthorized. But, so, A is equal to B and B is equal to C. Holy name is equal to Krishna and Krishna is equivalent to your engagement in pure devotional service. That would be equivalent. And there are so many things you can do in your engagement, but it is in accordance with Guru Sadhu Shastra, not whimsically, not for power, not for position, not for aggrandizement. You find all three things everywhere, not only in Lautoka, elsewhere also. But we got the opportunity also to become pure as our obligation. So, what do we choose? Do we choose pure devotion or mixed devotion or bhakti-abhas, shadow? Prabhupada said in a nutshell, and within 14 years he was able to preach so much, he wrote so many books. Who reads them? We heard Srila Prabhupada's feelings. We do not become pure ourselves. Instead, we take disadvantage of circumstances. It's pathetic situation. We have our freedom, but we have very little freedom. We don't have, because Jiva is very tiny. And the whole material world, the material worlds are, dictating the Jiva. Do you think Jiva is free in this body, in this society, in Fiji, on the planet Earth? Do you think Jiva is free? And yet we have been given the tenets of pure devotion to become free. Not only within this lifetime, but right away. So, it is the development of consciousness. No other process except chanting Hare Krishna is going to give you advantage. What is the use of deity worship if you are not chanting properly and understanding? It is very tough to interact with the deities. That has been given in third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. When you go for a place of pilgrimage, do not go as a tourist. When you come to Vrindavan, forget everything and absorb your mind in the deepest sadhana you can ever. Girls are not allowed in Vrindavan. Prabhupada said, don't bring them. Yes. Prabhupada never recommended young girls should come to Vrindavan. Otherwise they will become imitating the gopis. And there are a lot of Bhagavats. They have their own Rasalilas with such gopis. Prabhupada gave us the purest form of Krishna consciousness on Krishna's terms. That is the prestige, not the busy here. So, we have to take advantage of purifying ourselves more and more and more. Without strings attached. Oh, I can do my devotional service only if I become president. Or if I become GBC. Or you don't see such things coming from the Shastra. Neither should Krishna Prabhupada put up there and desire only without reservation. First you deserve and then you desire. So, simply chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. Let's spend this life after that and we will have met an opportunity to be closer to Lord Krishna. That is also not a loss. That is also not a loss.
Just building on to that, in ISKCON, devotees know what the word from all different backgrounds.
Prabhupada is everywhere.
What is the accepted norm within ISKCON for doing Kriya for a departed one within a family of Vaishnava? Is there a norm of 3 days or 13 or 16 days? Because
Yes.
this is a confusion some devotees face, when somebody leaves the body within the Vaishnava
Right.
family. What do we do?
We have material problems. There are no spiritual problems. We have material problems. And how do we eradicate the material problems? How do we eradicate material problems? Problems are everywhere.
He's asking about Shirad, how many days?
Eh?
He's asking about Shirad ceremony, how many days? 3 days, or 13 days, or 16 days?
Of Shraddha.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That is also a problem. If you are a devotee, you don't have a problem. But if you think on the non-devotional platform, then there will be problems. A Brahman is supposed to mourn only for 5 days. A Shudra is supposed to mourn for 15 days. So in between there are Kshatriyas and Vaishyas. They do. But this was the recommendation in the Shastra. So it's up to you. If you are confident that your forefathers will be relieved through the holy name because you are sincere, definitely. You do not need more than 5 days to mourn for. Right? That is given in the Shastra. So the point is, a devotee on path for purification has taken the means to purify, that is holy name, and he has to serve the holy name at the extent when Pranada Vishnu he has to transform his entire life on this foundation so he can chant the holy name constantly. Satatam kirtayanto bhavatam tasya is to do so. Satatam means constantly. Do you think this opening Lautoka people is a part-time job? And that also we cannot perform well. Because nobody is dedicated 70%. We have limited body, we have limited psychology, we have limited physical strength, we have so many limitations are coming. And who knows, the process which is performed as it is directed by Srila Prabhupada. We need so much scrutiny. But it comes from the self, not from the organization. Organization will try to guide a little bit, but we have to develop our own. Because Prabhupada wrote everything in the Shastra. So how much conversant are we with the desire of Srila? Do you think somebody is not allowing us to do? And Prabhupada said, read my notes. Everything is there. Right? And we are getting, we are stuck with this Shraddha ceremony. Every time when I come, probably I have been reading that. Why? Every time I'm getting these kind of questions. So in Fiji there is more. Because that's a big business. Right? Pandits are very busy. You are proud. And you should be internally secure with the faith that you invested in the holy name. And nobody can budge you. If Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would have performed Shraddha ceremony for his father, which is not written, that he performed. But on the pretext of meeting with his spiritual master, that was more important. Everybody has a spiritual master. And they should follow the instructions which we receive. If it is not there, therefore you are allowed not to follow. And that is stupid. They are disturbance in the society. So we have to be very, very careful. Instructions are there. To what extent are we following it? Nobody is going to, pot our head all the time. If we are not serious, the hell with us. And Kali will take care of it. You can't associate with such people because they will not enthuse you. They will destroy your devotional service. Right? You have to associate with the like-minded people in such a way. Utsaha, Nishchaya, Dhairya, Tattva, Karma, Pravartana, Sangha, Kalpa, Satot, Rupi, Shraddha, Bhakti, Prasiddhi. Asanga. Asanga means reject such sangha that will not promote your devotional service. Sangha is for our improving in devotional service. And again, in negative that destroys, also asanga is there. Atyahara pranashasya prajalpa niyamagra janasangasya laulamcha. Janasanga. If we are associated with the materialistic people who are not interested in spiritual life, their association also going to be destroying your devotional service. Whatever you have been given chance, they will rip off and make you naked, materialist. So, therefore, in Kali Yuga, Bhaktivinoda Thakur predicted, na ke tilak gale mala, ye to ache kalichela. So, how many are there, even amongst us, there is some kalichela. But we have to resolve firmly and we have to speak out. There will be a lot of politics. How to counteract this kind of bold statements of Srimad Bhagavatam. Anyway, chant as much as we can and remain happy. Prabhupada